Hello there, Kanokarab here, and we are back on our fleet, standing in our captain ship, beside our first mate, as we continue constructing our fleet in the Buried Ocean dimension for New in Town dimensions pre-release. Last episode, we constructed the Carpenter ship, which will be very helpful for kind of just accelerating our ability to build new ships by having stripped logs already prepared for us, so that we can use those to craft prepared ship hulls with our first mate. In addition to that, we went out and explored a bit, explored some shipwrecks as well as a ghost ship, which was pretty interesting, I do believe. Quite the adventure, the experience there. And there's lots more to explore in the Buried Ocean, which we will get to in due time. But I believe what I want to focus on this episode is at least getting started on constructing the Warship. We should be a good ways of the way there. We need a total of 32 black wool as well as 8 white wool. I believe that's white. Might be light gray. Let's go ahead and check. Pretty sure that's white, which makes sense, I think, for a warship. So we've got 32 black wool and 8 white wool. Obviously, the white wool is not going to be too big a deal. The black wool, I think, also shouldn't be too bad either. We'll need 2 iron swords and 8 TNT. We have 1 iron sword and plenty of resources to make another. In fact, I'll even take this stick that's kind of just sitting there. What's our TNT supply looking like? We've only got 4 here, so that may be something we have to go back to the overworld for, back to the nether. We have lots of TNT there, and we're going to want to purchase more anyway once we get our warship, so that we can get a whole bunch of gunpowder for crafting up some firework rockets, which is a big deal, because then we'll be able to use our elytra and explore the primordial desert like crazy. So that is definitely going to be our goal. At least today, we're going to hopefully build our warship. So let's go ahead and put in the resources that we know we have. Oh, I don't have any black wool right now. Ooh. Well, we should be in pretty okay shape to go ahead and grab some. We've got our sheep, of course, in the in-between, our little pasture. So we'll be able to collect some wool that way, along with the white wool that we'll need. Let's actually go ahead and take a quick look down here. What's our white wool supply looking like? We've got 27 there, not too bad. And I actually did forget to check and see how many apples we're going to need. But we're a good chunk of the way there. We might purchase or grow the rest of our apples, and we'll take a look. We need 6 apples, so that's not too bad. Depending on how much time we spend here in the Buried Ocean as opposed to the in-between, we may be able to gather most of those just from daily resource drops. But the wheat could also grow, and we can trade that for apples rather than having to purchase them outright. As I said, we're going to have to go and get the TNT, and then we'll spend some time in the in-between to get the black wool. I'm thinking we're going to put our warship right up front here. The warship, obviously, the main reason I've been doing it is for that TNT to gunpowder trade, but it's also very useful just because, I don't think I have anything else that we need yet. Well, I guess I can put 4 TNT in here. But it also serves kind of like a guard tower for the fleet. It will weaken a lot of hostile mobs, namely the drowned, as well as I think the pirates, and anything else that happens to spawn nearby. It does affect creepers and skeletons, but of course those spawn much less frequently. Oh, I got a gold ingot from that guy in the Buried Ocean than in the overworld. Come back here, Squiddy. Oh, come back. I believe in you. No reason to be scared. Come here, little boy. No, don't run away. No, come back. Okay, sweet. Just grabbing a little bit of extra black dye, should we need it. We've got, of course, our chest of dyes, and I think we never even used the 2 black dyes that we had here. But we'll take a look. Go ahead and shear the sheep that is here, as we always do, as we're passing by. Thank you. Gonna need lots of white wool. We may purchase some of that. Again, we'll see. What kind of... of course, I missed the resource drop. Maybe it was still loaded, but I bet probably not. Yeah, New in Town doesn't force load the dimensions either, so hopefully there was still just enough time left for the chunks in the Buried Ocean to be loaded for us to get those resource drops. Not the end of the world if not, but it sure would be convenient. I think for the moment, I only have the 1... white dye left, so I'm not going to dye any white sheep, or at least we'll see how many white sheep there are here. And actually, I'm going to wait until they all grow back before I dye any of them, just to make sure that I know exactly what color sheep that we have. In the meantime, so let's see. We have the iron swords. We're getting the wool. We need lots more white wool. We're getting the black wool. The TNT we have to go to the overworld for. The apples we have to either wait on. We could chop down some trees, I suppose. Maybe that's what I'll do here. I'll chop down a couple more of these trees. Use our hoe to take care of the leaves. I'm going to keep that log there and this one here as well, just for me to stand on. For me to reach all these leaves as I chop them down. Ooh, we're going to have to reach a little higher than that. I might speed through this part. We'll see. I'm not sure exactly how long this is going to take. At least while I'm chopping these trees down. We'll see what the sheep are looking like at that point and whether we take a detour to the overworld and get the TNT, or if we hang out here, do that, and then go to the overworld. So I will, if I speed through this, I'll get back to you shortly. If not, then enjoy a couple of moments of me rambling to myself as I chop down some trees. Well, that's more than all the apples that we needed, so we'll go ahead and let the rest decay like normal. And let's see what our sheep are looking like. Okay, so we have a dark gray, which will definitely change to black. And then I think let's shear one of these white sheep. Let's get all the white wool that we need. So we have 27, or maybe not all of it. I don't know. We'll get a decent supply. Oh, you know what I didn't bring? Let's go get some wheat. Let's go back to the buried ocean, get a couple of wheats. I'll put these apples away that we are in the planner, the ship planner, that we know we have enough of. And then I'll bring back some wheat to breed the sheep with, assuming I have some grown. I would imagine so. I would certainly hope. But I suppose it's possible we may not have spent quite enough time in the buried ocean for it to grow, particularly quickly. There we go. Wow. Jump in here. Oh, thank you. Okay, let's check on our wheat supply. We don't have any grown yet. Not really. Nope. Okay. Well, meh. I don't think I had... I'm going to keep that trapdoor open. There's not... Oh! Not really any reason not to, I suppose. Other than aesthetics. Let's pop down here. Check. Ooh, thank you. Check on our apple supply. So yeah, we didn't get that drop, but that's okay. Ooh. Come on, thank you. Put that back to normal. We'll go ahead and hold on to the white wool that we know we have. And I'm going to put these longs here. Well, I guess this is dye. I'll put it up there. Are we keeping saplings in here? Yes, we are. And then I've got my black dye. I've got my black wool. Ender chest, of course. So let's go ahead and put the apples in the ship planner. And we'll go back to the in-between. Do that. And pop on over here. I should take my boat. Where's my boat? There it is. Just make this a lot faster, more convenient, and a bit safer too. We could, of course, explore more of the buried ocean, find more floating islands, and get the TNT that way. But honestly, it's quite impressive that there are 2 floating islands right here. They're definitely a lot less common than just normal shipwrecks. So we got kind of lucky with that. And with any others, did we find one more? I feel like we found one more while we were going out for the ghost ship and whatnot. But I don't recall exactly. Regardless, they're not like super rare. They're certainly not the rarest structures. That would be completed conduits. But they, aren't going to be quite as common as the first impression might suggest. Alright, I'm going to shear these guys. And that's 44. We have to make a trip to the overworld anyway. I'm saying let's go ahead and do it now. Hopefully by the time we come back, obviously the sheep won't be loaded that whole time that we're traveling through the buried ocean. But they will be for a bit. So then we will... if I have diamonds in the overworld, we're going to make a diamond shovel, and on the way back, we're going to make a path. We might even do it regardless with a second iron shovel or something, because that's going to be just a lot more reliable than these cobblestone torches. Okay. Oh, there's another sheep. Nice. That's right. That's another good reason to make this trip. Come here. Thank you. Oh, come here. Come here. Thank you. And do that. Awesome. Continue. But yeah, another good reason to make this trip. But a dirt path or grass path is going to be a lot more easy to travel, easy to keep an eye. Oh, hello. On make sure we're going the right direction. For if we ever do need to make this trip again, which again, I really am trying to limit the number of times we need to go back to the overworld, back to the nether, because I really do want to try to rely on the fleet as much as possible. But, of course, it was designed and developed with the idea that you would have a developed town in mind, available and accessible. But with how long the trip is, obviously I want to limit that as much as possible. Speaking of how long the trip is and how boring it was, that would have been a great time, but now is just as good a time, I think, to remind you guys to like and share with your friends if you were enjoying this video. Remember to subscribe so you can keep an eye on when new videos come out, new videos in this series or just new updates for New in Town. And then you can also get involved with the community by joining our Discord server or following me on Twitter. Both are places where I post kind of updates as to what I'm working on, how things are going, with regards to development of Dimensions and New in Town for 1.17 compatibility. And in fact, if you join the Discord server, then you can learn how to get involved with the beta testing for the 1.17 version of the New in Town pre-release, which includes all kinds of cool new features, uses of blocks for all the dimensions. Deeper Primordial Desert is something that just got implemented as well. It goes down to negative 128, which is super duper cool, very, very deep, and creates some really, really fun mining experiences there. Well, I'm gonna take this gunpowder and paper with me. And what else was I getting here? My TNT. We have tons of TNT. And you know what? I might even go and buy more from the nether because we're going to need tons of it. I don't have any diamonds here, but I am gonna, like I said, make another iron shovel so that we can utilize that to make a path back to the buried ocean portal through the in-between. With that said, let's go ahead and, like I said, jump into the nether and purchase some more TNT, and then we'll make our trip back. I wonder if I should harvest some carrots too, if they're grown. Probably a good idea. Let me do that real quick before I forget about it. Oh, I can get some wheat too. Haha. Oh, I'll get some potatoes, I suppose. Not necessarily what I was thinking about, but just as good. And let's see, looks like all the wheat's ready to harvest except for one. That needs to be rehoed, or retilled. So not that one, but all of these. Okay. And of course we're gonna have a bunch of extra seeds, so we will just turn it into wheat with the help of our gardener, thanks to Tom Bohemia. Again, as you'll see here, it is a little bit imbalanced, and Tom Bohemia has already pushed an update for that imbalance part of the gardener. Obviously, I'm still using even though I have the update, the gardener is still invisible and still has the imbalance trade. So while we have it, we're just going to go ahead and utilize it. Ooh, and get all this experience too. Oh boy, that is a lot. Okay, so yes, now I have tons of carrots. Ooh, gosh, can you relax, Mr. Llamas? Do you have anything? Oh, hey, what was that? Slime balls are kind of cool. I should just find a slime chunk, though, to be honest. Let's go to the nether. And wait, what? Hold on. What? There's two wandering... What? I don't even know what to say. I was pretty sure that there specifically could only be one wandering trader in the world at a time, unless you do funny chunk loading stuff, which I guess might have accidentally happened by us being in the overworld for so long, or not in the overworld for so long, with him unloaded and then we returned. But I feel like he would have despawned before another one. Whatever. I am flabbergasted. I have nothing better to say about it. Let's just move on. By the time we get back, maybe there'll be 3 wandering traders here. That would be crazy. That's not the way I want to go. Okay, that was an interesting situation. I wonder if I should bring these ender pearls. I don't really need them. I might bring this potion of spelunking, though, to be honest. I'm going to stick that in here, actually. I didn't need these potatoes. I'm going to put those away right here, even though that's not quite where they belong. It's better than where they were. And then I'm thinking like 5 blocks of gold. And we'll go to our oh, that's not the demolitions bridge. Go to our demolitions bridge, buy however much TNT that buys us, and go from there. Oh, hi guys. How you doing? Okay. Pretty decent supply, I think. Very reasonable. 45 TNT. We'll be able to turn that into quite a good amount of gunpowder. All right. With that done, I think we can go ahead and make our return trip to the buried ocean. As I said, we'll make a path through the in-between as we do that. I'll probably speed through that journey because it is just going to kind of be shoveling through the grass there. What is that? Is that a portal? Or is that just what's left of the Tyrant's Arena? We really did a number to it, tearing it down for obsidian. Oh boy, that was fast. Funny how the in-between portal's faster than another portal. Okay, so let's go ahead and speed through this part. And then I will see you guys in the buried ocean. And apparently that's far enough on the shovels. This is part of why I wanted a diamond one, but honestly, that's alright. We're basically there. We're in this nice big clearing. The rest of the way should not be very difficult to navigate. And hopefully we won't have to make that trip very often. Ooh, another apple. Ooh, 2 apples. Very nice. So with that said, let's take a look at our sheepies, see what more wool we need. So we got our 58 wool. We'll need 64 plus 8 total. To account for the extra white wool that we need. But we have some wheat now, so let's go ahead. Oh, come here. Go ahead and get these guys breeding, and that'll help a little bit once those ones are grown. I think technically we can accelerate their growth a bit with wheat, right? That might be worth doing. I don't know exactly how much. Come on. I mean, I'm okay wasting a little bit, to be honest. And I'm going to go ahead and dye them both. There we go. Plus probably one more of these once we're done. We'll see. I'm curious how much that helped. I doubt very much, but maybe a good amount. Okay, so let's see. Oh, put the magenta dye away too, and I can put my shield back on. There we go. Alrighty, get some more wool going. Thank you. We're at 61 for white, 4 for black. We need 32 black, which is a pretty considerable amount. So we're probably going to be here for a little bit. I apologize again, but I imagine we're going to need to speed through this part as we collect all the wool that we need. I suppose, how much? I've got 2 here. We can skip a little bit if we buy the rest of the wool that we need. Let's go ahead and go to the buried ocean and see what that might look like if we were to do so. There might be some diamonds in there as well. We can make a diamond shovel to have on us. At some point, we'll get to work on like having some, you know, a solid amount of netherite stuff. Netherite armor, netherite tools. We've got my netherite sword, of course, but I don't want to like bring it into battle unless I have a backup to a certain extent, just because, you know, it is so valuable. But we'll see. At some point here, we should be able to get a larger. Oh God. Is there? Oh, there's a trident wielder somewhere here. Did I pick up the boat? I really hope I did. I did not. It's still down there somewhere. Hopefully no one's like holding it. Oh, hi. Oh God. Oh my gosh. Oh, he was right there. He was ready for us. Come on, come on, come on. Okay. And one more hit. Oh, I'm gonna drown. Okay. Oh, please don't. Okay. Whew. We didn't get the. Oh, we did get the boat. Sweet. Oh man, that was big danger. Whew, boy. Okay. So let's clean up a little bit. Do this and grab a couple of these, and we're gonna need to craft up some golden carrots again. This is not going to be enough, but that's okay. Do as much as we can. There we go. And put some ingots on us. We'll keep the nuggets in here. Do that and that. And let's put that away, this away, that away. I'm going to keep the black wool on me. The TNT will go in here. Well, we do need 4 of it. 1, 2, 3, 4. At least to start with. We'll come back and do the actual trading in a bit. Okay, so we'll pop down here. I haven't gotten any more wool. We'll put those away. And let's go over and buy some wool from our weaver. And let's kill that creeper before he causes a problem. Oh, don't burn down my wool. Thank you. I tried to light these ships up as much as I could reasonably do while still fitting aesthetically, but there's some parts that are dark enough, especially depending on the ship, for mobs to spawn. They have a much lower spawn rate than the drowned, but if they get just a little bit lucky, then it can be a little dangerous. Okay, so that gives us our 8, and then we need a total 29. So that's enough. If we use, is there a workbench in here? I feel like there was. Oh no, it's on the carpenter ship. That's right. Well, let's go back to the captain ship then. Pop on over here. And we should be getting pretty close to being ready to build the ship. So, if we do this, I believe. Oh, is it not? How is it? Oh, there's, what a waste. Okay. Well, I mean, we can get more. I don't know if we can get necessarily that much more. Maybe if we use our looting sword. It's only looting 1, but if we, you know, find a couple squids, just enough, and loot them enough. I mean, they're not uncommon. Oh, look, there's one right now. So let's see if we can get enough black wool here, or black dye from these guys, ink sacks to make black dye. And we'll see what that starts to look like. If we can get 32, or however many, then cool. If not, then I guess we'll go back to the in-between. And see, I don't even see any more squids here now. So let's just go back to the in-between. We'll get the rest from our sheepy friends. I wonder if shears can have, like, fortune. Probably not. I know they can have unbreaking and mending, but there's not really any major reason for that. Or need for us to utilize that. So we have some extra wool, which is nice. Let's go ahead and, oh, you know what? That's what we'll do. We have this. Let's go ahead and use that. Actually. Wait, did that wrong. Put that away, do that. Okay, cool. And you know what? I don't even know how much we're gonna need. Let's just bring the whole thing. Does he require gold to make the exchange? I think he does. So let's grab a bunch and go over to the carpenter ship. That's what I was trying to start the sentence for. We're gonna go to the carpenter ship. Oh, hello. Goodbye. And have him strip these logs for us. So that is more than we need. Perfect. Oh, come on up here. Over here. The nice thing about the gangplanks, at least, obviously there's no light on them, but they are half slabs. So mobs can't spawn on those. Which is very, very nice. Because otherwise, I'd have to do something really dumb and ugly to light them up. And that just wouldn't be very cool. So I feel like the illusion is really, really maintained by keeping them exactly the way they are. So let's put those there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Do that. We'll go ahead and put the rest of this white wool down below. And then go back to our in-between and get the rest of our black wool. Alrighty. And get our boat. Thank you. And swim on over here. It's unfortunate there's not really another easy way to get black wool. There would be in the in-between, but we're not really very close to a battlefield as far as we could tell. So, unfortunately, we are just kind of stuck dealing with our sheepy boys. Come on up here, thank you. Oh, come on, come on, come on, thank you. And up here. let's see. Come on. Okay. Oh, nice. I love getting that double dip. And that's all we've got so far. I'm going to go ahead and put... Ooh, come here. This black dye in there. Looks like one of the babies has grown up, which is nice. Probably the one that I fed. So clearly it made some kind of impact. Ooh, it's storming in the overworld. Funny thing about weather in dimensions, in custom dimensions, I should say, not with regards to New in Town dimensions specifically. It's something that I hope Mojang is going to take some time to do, or to fix. Not that anything's broken, but all dimensions, or dimensions do not have independent weather cycles. So if it's storming in any dimension, it's going to storm in all of them. And more notably, you can't make it storm in a custom dimension. You have to make it storm in the overworld to make it therefore storm in all dimensions, including that one. So the Tempest is actually a dimension of eternal storm. So as soon as you arrive there, as long as there's a player in the Tempest, then the dimension is kept in the eternal thunderstorm. But that means, in order to obviously achieve that, the overworld also has to be in eternal thunderstorm for as long as there's a player in the Tempest. And in the in-between, although there's no weather cycle, similar to the Nether in the end, the sky does get darker when it is storming in the overworld and in all dimensions. If we went to the buried ocean, I'm sure the sky would change just ever so slightly. Maybe not actually, since it is technically, in terms of dimension settings, it's considered an end dimension because of the skybox. But in the Nether, you may have noticed like the fog gets a little darker when it's storming in the overworld. So that's kind of a, not necessarily a bug, but a natural consequence of having the all dimensions not have independent weather cycles. Obviously, understandably, there probably would be some kind of issue with giving all dimensions dynamic weather cycles. I could see that being a computing situation or performance situation, but I don't know. I mean, obviously, like, I'm not a Java programmer. I'm a data pack creator, which is barely programming. But I feel like that really shouldn't constitute that much of a performance increase. Especially if dimensions that don't have weather, such as the Nether and the End, don't have to calculate it. The in-between also wouldn't have to calculate it. Primordial Desert, I'm pretty sure I have weather deactivated, or I would deactivate it if I didn't and had the opportunity. Because it's supposed to be very dry, it's an eternal desert. It shouldn't rain in any of the biomes anyway, much less thunderstorm. So as long as you don't have like dozens of dimensions that all have weather, that have to calculate independent weather cycle, I feel like it really shouldn't be that big a deal. But I don't know how the current framework, the foundation is laid out. I don't know what the changes Mojang would have to make to be able to make that happen. But that is a kind of a, not a flaw necessarily, but it is just kind of the way that New in Town Dimensions has to deal with making the Tempest a really cool dimension of eternal thunderstorm. Is the overworld kind of also has to be, as long as there's a player there. If you're in single player, you barely even notice, obviously. You might notice the darkened sky in the in-between, but as long as once you leave the Tempest, it's only going to stay dark for another couple seconds or so. In single player, there really isn't much to notice, but in multiplayer, that is where it becomes noticeable. If someone goes to the Tempest, someone decides to set up base in the Tempest and is living there, as long as they're online and in the Tempest, it will be thunderstorming in all dimensions, including the overworld, where most of the New in Town content is, basically forever. So, a bit unfortunate in that regard, but thankfully, New in Town is, of course, right now only vanilla compatible, no spigot or paper, so no real large servers are going to be running this. It's basically going to be for smaller groups of friends, so there'll be better communication with them, and everyone will be kind of understanding of if someone's in the Tempest, it's going to thunderstorm, or they'll communicate with each other. Sorry about that cut there, guys. I recently updated my recording software, and I completely forgot to change the save location for where the recordings get stored while they're recording. So ended up recording to the my C drive, which of course has less space than my D drive by virtue of being an SSD rather than a hard drive. But we're all fixed now. It's recording to the hard drive, so we've got plenty of space to do all the rest of this recording. There shouldn't be very much, so in this instance, it really is kind of unfortunate that it even happened at all. But yeah, that explains why I had to cut there. It was not my choice. With that said, we are at 37 black wool, which is more than we need, so let's go ahead, jump back to the buried ocean, and build our warship. Alrighty. Ooh, okay. Yeah, really unfortunate it had to happen there because we're basically at the end of the episode. Okay, we'll pop back in here. Oh, come on, thank you. And I'm gonna drop off the extra black wool that we don't need in our captain ship before we proceed any further. Alrighty. So we only need 32, put that there. Keep the gold ingots on me because they are useful. And then we'll come over here, build our warship. Alrighty. Oh, and deal with the pirates. Oh boy, some of them are on the boats. Oh gosh. Oh my goodness. Ah! Nope. Thank you. Okay, I think he's the only other one on a boat. Oh, thank goodness, it's a squashbuckler. Why aren't you fighting me? That was interesting. Okay, so then I've got two out here. Let's take care of them. Ooh, this bow is on its last legs. Bit unfortunate. I really like the infinity. We have extras, of course, but that means having to go get them, which is less than ideal. 2, 3, 4. Unfortunate. Well, let's go get these items. Ooh, come here, come here, come here. Oh, I didn't even notice the crying obsidian deposit there. That's nice. I think we have all the crying obsidian we'll end up needing now for the portal. But still nice to know that it's there. Alright, just one more pirate, I think, over here. And then we'll explore our warship and call it a day. Alright, come here, boys. I see ya. We do have a spare bow, so we don't have to craft one necessarily. It just won't have any enchantments. We may have the resources to make another enchanting table. It'll take some time to get the bookcases. But we could do that rather than having to go back to the overworld to enchant it. Could just be something to work on. Oh boy, hi there. Where did you come from? Jump from way up there? Could have. Could have been the mast too. Either way. Oh, you know what? Let's put the wool down here. The wool that we had got from those pirates. And then over here, put that away. And go take a look at our brand new warship. So the warship is pretty beefed out. Let's take a look from the side here. So we've got these. Oh boy. Oh boy. And we don't have our bow and arrow anymore. Okay. Whew. Whew. Danger. That would not have been cool. Stop it. Ow. Okay. Well, let's go to the warship. Okay. But it's got these, cobblestone supports here. It's a much beefier ship. It's got this kind of torch situation going on up top. Down below, oh, it is flooded. I forgot the sponge in this one. We do get our TNT back, which is nice. Thank you. And we've got some barrels here. I'll need to bring one of my sponges over here and get this water out of here so the ship doesn't sink, so to speak. But yeah, it's got all these cannons up top. It's a proper warship. And then we've got our privateer here who sells us the Seafarers Cutlass, which is semi-useful. It's supposed to be kind of powerful, but not, long-lasting. If you, keep feeding it, then it's got mending. But if you die with it, you're not going to be able to hold on to it. So pretty cool. And of course, it's just a wooden sword, so not particularly powerful. But this is what we got it for. Now we can turn TNT back into gunpowder. Obviously, we don't have enough gold. It does cost gold to do so. It costs just as much gold as it does to buy the TNT. But regardless, now we can get a solid amount of gunpowder to make a bunch of firework rockets. And we can, use elytra to now explore other dimensions, or indeed the buried ocean. Now, with that said, what I did forget and did realize, if we're going to be exploring the primordial desert at some point, then I would really, really like a lodestone, and the lodestone we can purchase from a cartographer ship rather than having to go out and find netherite, which is quite an ordeal. And as we saw last time, I tried to go searching for netherite or producing netherite, just very time consuming and rather boring. So I'd like to be able to purchase it just from the cartographer ship. So I think that's going to be our next task. We're going to build a cartographer ship, get a get a lodestone, and then we'll get a bunch of fireworks rockets and go explore the primordial desert and or the buried ocean with more. Maybe we'll fly away, or we can just sail. We'll hopefully get 2 lodestones depending on how expensive they are. I don't actually remember. And we can set a lodestone here at our fleet and a lodestone at the portal in the primordial desert and explore to our heart's content without fear of getting lost. Because I'm sure we're not quite at 0-0, obviously, because the compass that we do have does not point perfectly towards our fleet. With that all said, kind of laying out the plans for the next couple of episodes. Ooh, was that a flash of lightning in the overworld? With all that said, I think we are going to go ahead and call it for this episode. As I said earlier, I hope you guys did enjoy. Please remember to leave a like and share with your friends if you did, and subscribe so you can keep an eye on when new content comes out. Also remember to follow on Twitter and get involved with the Discord community to stay up to date with all things new in town. With that said, thank you again so much for watching. I'll see you guys next time.